The second Retaliator strike is here, and today I want to show you my Retaliators going through the level 50 target the second time I've hit it. I am using an evade crew, the Sea Serpent's crew. I generally find this to be one of the most helpful ones, although I could see arguments for combat speed or building damage or even just good old steelheads in this particular target. Now, I did hit this once before, got 33 minutes of repair. I'm going to see if I can do better at this time. I have also done some upgrades to this fleet. I did the Forsaken mission that started today, Wednesday, in Kixeye time, the day I'm recording this video, and equipped a few more weapons from last week's TLC and a few things like that. I will, of course, go over my build at the end of the video. I have a U3 flagship, a U2 regular ship, U2 regular ship, U2 regular ship, and an X1 tank. Now, my tank is ship number 5, not the flagship. I've talked about this at length in a few other videos, but the premise of this driving is that I want to make this target as easy as possible for you to drive. I don't want to have to play around with taking ship 5 and pulling it out separately and driving it differently. So what I've done is I've built the fleet so it works well on auto and works well driving stacked. Because it actually doesn't drive completely stacked, if I move forward, you'll see that one range ring gets slightly closer, and that is because ship number 5 actually moves faster than everybody else. It also has the highest evade, which means it's always going to be in front and is always going to get hit by these Wendigo turrets first, because that's the radioactive thing. It shoots at the closest ship, and if the closest ship has like 99% evade, it's going to basically miss every time. Now, a few of the other turrets to be aware of, we have the ballista turrets right here, the disruptor cannons. These guys are not too bad, just stay moving and you'll be fine. Once you get in the minimum range, you don't have to worry about them. We, of course, have the Wendigo. We also do have the glacial launcher, which is more of a glacial thrower turret, and this, just stay out of the arc, you'll be okay. We do have the Drac Coax. This is likely the largest threat in this target. I intend to be able to take them down when I'm moving, and if you have enough upgrades to your fleet and enough of the limited weapons, you actually can take this guy down in one volley rather than needing to wait to reload a second time, which is really helpful. Enough talking, let's go ahead and get going through the target. For the first turret cluster, I'm just going to move close to these, make sure I'm out of range of the second tier ballistas, get close to these guys and stop. As you can see, ship number 5 is slightly ahead and he took basically all the damage. Next up is the Drac Coax turret right here. That's the biggest threat. I'm going to click on him and move towards that. I will make sure that I give myself a little bit of wiggle room back and forth, but I stay out of range of the glacial turret right there, which I just killed. Next turret cluster is going to be more of the, make sure I'm out of range of there, more Wendigos, just move forward. I'm going to stop early. I'm doing that so I'm not stacked and so that ship 5 is close to out ahead of everybody else. Next up is the last turret type I didn't go over, mostly because it's not a real turret, it's a ship, although Kixeye, as you believe, and building damage probably works against this. This is a moving turret on rails, not too bad there. Just outrange this guy, you're totally fine. If it's moving away from you, it's even easier. Next up is a central compartment. I'm going to think about, I think I can grab it from here. I should be able to stay out of range of both of those guys and just move towards this inside the dead zone from both of these and out of range of any other Wendigos other than the central one. Stop right here, should be totally fine. That's fantastic. Let's now head over a little bit to the left. I'm going to engage the Drac Coax as the highest priority thing in this turret cluster because it's the one I want to kill first, and I should be killing it before it even shoots a second time. If I was a little earlier to this, I might wait and grab the turret as it moves along here, although I missed it because I was telling you how I built my fleet originally, as you won't be doing that in these targets, so you don't really have to worry about that too much. Just stay moving here against this next cluster, stop when I'm close to the endpoint. The ballistas should miss completely, and I only took damage from the Wendigo. Next up, let's pivot off to the left, come around the backside of the island. If you hit the close one, you end up into the range of the glacial, which you definitely don't want to do. Click the Drac Coax, grab that guy first, and just stay moving, you're totally fine. I will make sure I stop right there before I kill the 2 Wendigos or enter their range, because I don't want to do that yet. Let's see if I can't grab this moving turret as I'm off to the side. The Wendigos are shooting at me, but remember, they're hitting ship 5 and therefore missing basically every time. Not too worried about those. 2 ballistas in the central turret cluster. Don't need to worry about them too much, just move into their range, but make sure I'm staying out of range of the Drakkoax because those are nasty, especially if you are stopped. If you're moving and are basically stacked, sometimes I even take the opportunity to restack. They're not that bad. I took a little bit more damage than I should have there because I stopped early. Alright, there we go. Grab the radioactive guy. Last portion of this turret, we have Wendigo, not too worried about him. Drakkoax, that's the biggest threat. We'll click on him and engage that one. Move forward a little bit. I will make sure that ship 5 is out forward in front and is closest to the Wendigos up there. Because it's closest to the top ones, it means the bottom one probably hit my regular ships, although I did try and pull ship 5 in front of both of them and kill this one first. That's the target, not too bad, less than 5 minutes in this one. Let's go ahead and take a look at the damage, the battle report, and the build. Repair time is mostly ballistic, summing resisted and taken is 39% compared to radioactive, which is 4%. That means my crew choice was probably bad and steelheads would have been a better choice to help reduce ballistic damage. Repair taken is 27 minutes. I could try and record this thing again and get it down to 25. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to show you the general tips and the general path for my second time hitting this target and tell you if you put more armor, more upgrades on, you could get that down to instant. And of course, this is not half repair. You can't quite see the left side of my screen, but there is no half repair indicator there, which means in raid this would be a fantastic result. And to be honest with you, I'm going to auto this thing basically every other time. In terms of the build, there are a few updates since my last video out on the channel covering my Retaliator fleet. Very, very minor ones though. As you can see, I have a damaged flagship with some of the blue 2-star weapons and just 2 armors, no heavies on there yet. This one is U3. It will be going to X1 pretty soon. Anticipation of cap happening not only for the flagship, but for every ship in the fleet. I also do have regular Retaliator. As you can see here, this is a damage setup, no heavy armor. Next one is a damage setup with no heavy armor, and it only has 2 of the blue weapons. We also have, surprise, surprise, damage setup, no heavy armor, a few more of the legendary weapons. This is the one I've got most of those on. And the very last ship in the fleet is the evade ship right there, which, as you can see, has a ton of evade. If you look under defense bonus, is 94%. That's before alliance bonus and before crew. So that's pretty good, and this does have heavy armor on here, although once I get the other regular ships up to U3X1, I will be adding heavy armor for sure. There's the target. If you have questions about the target or the build, let me know. I'll do my best to get back to you. I will also be releasing a video on the level 53 target. I don't always post everything to Facebook, Discord, etc., so the best way to see all the videos I post is to subscribe, so you see everything that comes out. I want to give a huge shout out to the channel members whose names appear on the end screen now. They're helping make videos like this one coming out the day of the event possible. With that said, and until next time, this is Derpy signing out, helping you be a better pirate.